Hi, I'm Ross Tucker, and as usual, there's a lot going on in the National Football League. Most of the teams having their mandatory mini camps this week, and the biggest news, Jeremy Maclin, recently released by the Kansas City Chiefs, chooses the Baltimore Ravens over both the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is huge for the Ravens. They had one of the worst wide receiving cores in the NFL, and for them to have a legitimate chance to get back to the playoffs, where they haven't been the last couple of years, they needed a more legit wide receiver like Jeremy Maclin. Big time get for the Ravens, and very disappointing for a Bills team that clearly needs another wide receiver as well. Speaking of the NFC East a little bit, when you talk about the Eagles getting in the sweepstakes for Jeremy Maclin, the Washington Redskins restructured their front office, but there will be no GM. Doug Williams is heading up the personnel side. Eric Schaefer gets some added responsibility. But I think my big takeaway is that Bruce Allen is, and probably will for a long time, be calling the shots ultimately with the Washington Redskins. That includes the Kirk Cousins contract negotiations, which will come to a head one way or the other as of July 15th. Lastly, I mentioned the mandatory minicamps. It's not really news. A lot of guys that hadn't been showing up for the voluntary stuff but are under contract showed up for the mandatory. That makes sense. It's only news if they don't, such as Houston Texans left tackle Dwayne Brown. Now he's subjecting himself to potentially getting fined. So he really feels strongly if he's going to take the stand that he is.